at Mountain West Media Days with Air Force head coach Troy Calhoun. How's the day been going so far, Coach?
Been really good. It's good to see a good number of familiar faces, but so many new ones also.
Indeed. Yeah, it's been kind of the vibe of the whole event. You know, a lot of familiar ones, a lot of new ones. So first up, when we talked last year, Liam Szarka was just a sophomore quarterback battling for that starting job. Now he's one of the top returning QBs in the Mountain West and one of the Academy's best of the 2020s. At what point last year did you realize that he could be a special player, and what are you counting on him to improve on as a junior?
I think it was in our Boise State game. Just really made some highly instinctive, uncanny plays, and that continued as the season progressed. I think the area where you'll see the most growth is just learning how even more so to distribute the football, and hopefully what that does, it helps take a little bit of the pounding off him too.
Yeah, for sure. That would definitely go a long way if he can, keep playing at this level, but at an extended time. So the defense struggled a bit last year, but that's mainly because of the amount of young guys that were on the field. With all the experience that guys like Max Musell and Corey Johnson got in 2025, how much of a jump do you think that will translate to for the Falcons defense?
I think especially in the second half of the season, you can see some strides.
Absolutely.
You look at Max Musell or Alex Perez or starting nickel, those are still 19-year-old guys, which in this day and age, nobody plays guys that don't say something that they can go into certain pubs or where, the guys are playing with 22 and 23-year-olds. So there's still a good bit of growth that's out there in front of them, and those guys will attain that. And yet I will say this, I do think our linebackers, the experience we have there, an outside linebacker and Isaac Hubert, two inside backers with Dallas Daly and Blake Fletcher, that definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of going into the rivalry aspect, this is only the sixth time ever that Air Force and Colorado State won't play in their rivalry matchup. It's inevitable with how realignment has gone, but it still sucks for both fan bases. As someone who's gone through that battle so many times, how strange does it feel to not have the Rams on the schedule?
Yeah, so true. I think as you mention it, boy, in the last 20 years or last 19 years, I think we've had 20 games against either CSU or Colorado. And to not have a year this year or in the foreseeable future where that's the case. But you know what? That's the reality of college football where there's enough alterations and changes conference-wise and the whole bit. That doesn't mean it, we still have an extraordinary amount of thankfulness and gratitude to be able to play.
Absolutely. So going to the running backs, Owen Allen returns as the bell cow of the triple option, but the depth beyond him isn't quite as clear. Are you expecting a Brad Roberts-esque season from Owen? And behind him, what names should Falcon fans look for? Yesterday, Luke did bring up Rocco Conti and Mason Hayes.
Yeah, those are two interesting guys, and I think Matt Long is also, as additional guys that maybe have some carries. And to answer your first question, how likely is it really that you're going to have a guy have 350 carries again like Brad Roberts? That's
kind of once in a lifetime.
Yeah, I think it might be a stretch for that to be the case.
All right. So you're now one of two head coaches in the FBS that's spent 2 decades at the helm of one program. As someone who has seen so many different iterations of the college football landscape, I wanted to ask you about how feasible it is for a service academy to make it to the college football playoff with how much money has been pumped directly into rosters across the country.
It's a great question. From the standpoint, you're exactly right. We talked just a couple of minutes ago about the sheer number of 22 and 23-year-olds. You look by and large, there is approximately a cut in half of the number of high school guys that are being recruited compared to only 5 years ago, just because teams realize I can get an older, proven player, even if he was a backup somewhere else. I have somebody that's a 23-year-old man rather than playing with an 18-year-old kid. And I'll say this. I do think we can be highly competitive. Is it a little bit cyclical? To be frank, it is, just because you end up where you got to start over a little bit rather than solely being able to add 8 or 9 free agents to your roster.
Absolutely. All right, that's all I got for you, Coach. Thank you
Okay.
so much for the
You
time.
bet. Absolutely.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir. You too.
Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.